Hello, Morning Rush regulars. Do I have to turn it on?
Yes, it looks a lot better.
It's like this is like 2 a.m. at the Skyline Club when it reopens. Oh, wow.
He's a very sensitive individual when it comes to light. You're like a vampire, for
And
God's
I'm
sake.
sneezing over here. I don't know what all is blooming in my state, but it's driving me nuts. Okay, so just know, I'm hoping by Monday I'm done with
What
this.
is the best allergy medicine? Well, you know what? We should put that on the log for Monday's show. The best allergy medicine that doesn't make you drowsy, because Jonathan can't afford to be drowsy in the morning, but he can't keep sneezing like this. You've been sneezing for years. And it usually...
Well, this past month has been awful.
Yeah, he can't breathe. He
Sally
can't talk.
keeps telling me it's ragweed.
We'll be in the middle of a break, and he'll just point to me, and you got to start talking because I'm going to start sneezing. So, do you have a great allergy medicine? I don't know.
Yeah, help me with one.
Yeah, Jonathan Rush desperately needs it.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We still get letters.
Do
is
we?
this 2017?
I don't know. Who sent us a letter?
1995? What is this? John Miller.
Hello, John Miller.
John Miller has written a song and he has it ready to share. And it's called Malfunction Junction.
Oh.
Hey.
We're going to go back in the day. Remember the old Malfunction Junction song we played, Tumbleweed?
Now, is that something that we have like on an MP3? We can play a snippet of it or no?
We will need to. Oh, he's a name dropper, too. He's friends with Andrew Burge,
Okay.
our sales manager.
That does
here.
you zero good.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't. Andrew comes in here and we don't talk to him.
Yeah.
So to put his name here is going to mean nothing. But because it is about my state, I will listen to it. Yeah, he's got it on iTunes and I guess several other things.
Oh, he didn't.
He's an ASCAP member. I mean, this guy's full legit.
He's full legit because he's an ASCAP member.
Yeah, you can find him on YouTube. Search for Malfunction Junction, John J. Miller.
I was going to look it up, but then I realized I don't have a sound card. So if I find it,
Yeah, this is the amazing thing. We'll point this out. This is embarrassing. Kelly's computer in the studio does not have a sound card. I know. The computer you threw away 15 years ago had a sound card. Not that one. So anything he wants to hear has to email it to me, and then I have to play it.
Well, it's off and running to the races here. Malfunction Junction. Take a look at it, Tumbleweed. We're up to how many views? That's right. If you're watching on YouTube here, for us, we're up to 3 views on this song.
Well, then, see, we just
You're
introduced you to a brand new song. This is a virgin experience for you.
And
When's the last time you saw any YouTube video that only had 3 views? This is brand new.
there is no actual video. It's just a picture of Malfunction Junction by John J. Miller. So I'm sure the song is great. I wish I could hear it, but I can't.
Well, we may actually let you hear the song first on the Morning Rush, unless you go look it up on YouTube. And thank you for your letter, John J. Miller. And if you're not gonna, I was gonna give you our street address, but you don't need that. You can just email us. And by the way, Monday we're gonna have a moral dilemma. I know.
Yeah, what was the moral dilemma again? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the girl. That's right. We had a lady who she admits that she has a shopping problem. Okay, that's the retail therapy is out of control, and she does it as a stress reliever, and yet it adds more stress to her life. And
Sally keeps telling me I can write that off on my medical expenses because it's therapy.
yeah, there's a lot of people who have that problem. It's not uncommon. I'm not making fun of that.
No,
problem.
Sally has it.
Yeah. So, but she went shopping and she bought like 6 things. And as she was getting ready to pay for it, she felt that anxiety that I'm sure most people have felt at some point. I really overdid it today.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt. When they tell you the final, she didn't have a running tally, but she had a ballpark figure in her head what this was going to cost. And it was substantially less than she thought it was going to be.
Oh.
So she was like, awesome! So she puts the bags in the car, she goes home, she's putting everything in the closet, she's opening everything up, and then she decides to look at the receipt one more time. And on the receipt, she realizes they didn't charge her for the most expensive item that she had bought, which was like a $170 pair of blue jeans.
Oh no.
So now, what do you do?
I know. I
Because
asked myself,
she
WWMD, what will Maria do?
Who's Maria?
Well, she's watching right now.
Okay.
So what would you do, Maria? Maria, would you call? Would you call him back and go, hey, you didn't ring up the pants?
Yeah, hit my credit card for another $170 for a pair of jeans that I was regretting buying as I was buying them. And I've already removed the tag from them, so now if I bring them back, you're not going to be able to sell them for the $170 anyway. So it's just a big old mess. She doesn't know what to do.
Well, this happened to me recently. Lee made a bunch of money over the summer and is burning a hole in his pocket.
Okay.
So he wants to go and redo the stereo system in his redneck truck.
Oh.
The Chevy Silverado 2500 with the 2-inch lift kit. Because it wasn't just good enough without the extra 2 inches. Mm-hmm. So we go to Norton Stereo. He's picked out all the stuff. She writes it out, what we're going to do. I said, okay, we're going to go home and talk about it. So then when I get home, I'm like, wait a minute, this price doesn't include the speakers. So I had to call them back.
Oh.
And see, they already had the speakers written. They would have installed them.
Sure.
So
and how much was the speakers?
That was a real expensive set. So it's like $150.
Okay, but still, it's like the price of her jeans.
Right. So Norton Stereo, by the way, did a great installation job. If you're wondering, I always get frustrated with people trying to install speakers in your car because they never get the damn door panels right.
I know, honestly,
Norton Stereo.
I didn't even realize that was a thing anymore, people installing stereos, because that was like such a hot thing to do in the 70s and the 80s. It kind of started dying out, I felt like, in the 90s, and I haven't seen anybody getting stereo installation. I was in Norton's not that long ago, and I was like, people still do this.
Oh, yeah.
They still get, like, aftermarket stereos.
Well, you got to put the new one in with the screen. You got to get the backup camera. You got to get all that. You got to put the subwoofer under your seat so your butt can vibrate all the way to Myrtle Beach. Got to have that.
All right, the star Kaylee, and we learned how to say her name again today. I'm going to mispronounce it. Is it Cuoco?
Cuoco.
We know her from
She's Italian.
She is Italian, and she is the girl from The Big Bang Theory, and she's also known as the The Price Right, or whatever it was, commercials. Anyway, she did an interview with E! News, I guess, the other night, and explained that even though she's been married for, I guess, a year or so,
almost, they
never have moved in together. They both maintain their own residences, and they hook up on the weekends or whatever.
They are building their dream home.
They all eventually will move into it. I don't know that she sounded that happy.
It doesn't look like it's close to being completed. We're looking at another 5 years of living separately, I think.
But, she was talking about that she thinks it's great that they can do that. I'm wondering, because, when I was married to my first wife, there was a long period, like 5 years, where we weren't living together because she was going for a school degree in Atlanta and in Florida. I would travel there on the weekends. I hated it. But are there people, because she can afford to live wherever, are there people in our audience that are saying we've decided to keep separate residences or not spend a lot of time in the same homes together not because of travel needs or anything, but just because we prefer that? Or would you like that? Do you think your marriage would be better off if your wife or husband lived in Lexington and you lived in Irma or whatever?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to know what Sally's answer is to that question.
Really? You think I don't think she would. I think Sally wants you around all the time.
Okay. All right. That's a
potential one.
That's a potential. I like that.
We got a crazy story here about a woman, and she's the one who put it up on the internet, not us. And she's saying that she knows that her sister is the favorite one. I guess it's pretty obvious in the family that the baby is the favorite. She's 23. The person who wrote this is 28. What she's claiming is she got engaged like 4 years ago, hasn't gotten married yet because she was trying to find the perfect wedding venue. She found that, but she's been on a 3-year waiting list to get married at this one venue that she says is so spectacular. Well, they had a family reunion recently, and that's where her sister dropped a big bombshell. The 23-year-old said, not only am I engaged, but I found out I'm pregnant.
Oh, my word.
And then proceeded to ask her older sister, listen, you've already got a great venue coming up. Would you mind if my fiance and I use that date that you reserved? And there's obviously a lot of pressure there, and she said, no, I don't want you to have it. I'm going to keep that venue. I've
course
waited
she
3
is.
years for this.
Right.
Well, her
Think
family,
about her fiance.
led by the grandmother called her a selfish bee. And said you're trying to destroy the family. You're going to have your sister give birth outside of wedlock because you want the perfect venue. The grandmother said, "Write me off. I'm not coming to your wedding because this is not family love." And now her parents have said, "We're not coming to your wedding either."
What?
Yeah, because you're doing this to your sister. We're not coming to your wedding.
Are we sure there's not more to this story? Are we sure she's not really the family bee? I mean, it sounds like nobody in her family likes her.
Exactly. That's what she's saying. Nobody likes me. But I have to kind of, I don't want to say I agree with the family, but I recognize that you're supposed to make sacrifices.
I mean, she's been waiting for 3 years.
I know.
Her fiance's been waiting for 3 years.
Yeah. Now, but for why? That's for her. That's not a sacrifice. That's for me. You're not helping anybody but yourself. You wanted the perfect Instagram photos.
Okay, we're going to have to talk about this. I'm totally befuddled by this thought process.
Really?
We're talking about this.
All right. We've got a guy who went on a date, and he'd been on one date, got a text message a couple of days later, said, "Hey, I'm on my way to the gym, but can you do me a favor?" And he was like, "Sure." The date responded, "Listen, on my contact, if you press it, hold it down, hit the I, and then there's an opportunity for you to turn on read receipts."
That's right.
Basically, he's just saying, "I want you to turn that on for me, so I know when you've read my text messages."
That's right.
So that you can't get away from me. What do you do with that person? What do you do with that
Because
person?
the next step is she's going to be tracking you. Oh, that's coming.
Oh my God, they're already tracking you, right?
Uh-huh.
They're GPSing you.
Right.
They're doing all kinds of things. I think that's a huge red flag. That's
That's
screaming.
not a red flag. That's a flare.
That's screaming.
That's a red flare
I will kill you
from a sinking
that
ship.
if the date goes wrong, you will die.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you ignore me. What was that quote?
I will not be ignored.
I will not be ignored. Remember that? What was that movie
Back
again?
when Glenn Close was hot, and quite frankly, every guy wanted to hear her say that until
really?
the end, unless you like boiled rabbit, and then everybody's happy.
Anyway, those are some of the crazy stories that we're looking at.
All right, so we're going to talk about that because that's a good one, or the bee girl, the family bee. Which one are we going to talk about?
Oh my gosh, I don't know, Jonathan. Do you
Which
have
one
a
do you like,
preference?
Weed? I don't know. Just flip a coin.
How about we got and they don't live with your spouse. I think that don't live with your spouse one.
Okay.
The one where it's like, would you be better off
that's
living,
a good one.
like if I lived in Elgin and my wife lived in downtown Columbia, would we be happier? I mean, because, you may be laughing right now at home, but think about this. The number one building trend for the last 15 to 20 years now has been separate bedrooms.
That's right.
2 masters. If you asked about that in the 80s, people would have said, "You're nuts." In the future, couples are going to say, "I'm better off sleeping on the other side of the house."
Sally not sleep in 2 separate beds, but I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're right. All houses now are designed for them to sleep in their own room.
That's a weird development by a lot of people's standards. So is it unusual then to think, well, maybe we'd be better off if we just had separate houses? Jack Nicholson always said that he likes to have he never got married, did he? But he always had lots of quote unquote living girlfriends that never lived with him.
Yeah.
He said, "I like to buy them houses, within a few miles.
Right.
I like them close, not that close, close." So that was great for his relationships.
And real estate tip, if you're thinking about adding on to your house, add on another master bedroom. That will help the marketability in the future.
But biblically, you can't serve 2 masters.
I'm not arguing with the Bible.
It's a play on words.
Gotcha. Hey, here's the thing. We're out of time. Hey, listen, you know how to get in touch with us here. If you want to comment on any of those topics, or maybe you're thinking about something, maybe something goofy happened in your office that you personally don't have to share, but you can send it to us so we can share it for you. Or if you want to share it yourself, that's even better. Or call us Monday at 978-9267. Thanks for listening to 97.5 WCOS Morning Rush Regulars.